That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 170 of Camp Strange. I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I am your other camp counselor, Oil Can Henry.
And we're back to bring the spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and Scottish?
Oh.
I didn't ask you your word.
You didn't.
I did that on purpose. I had one.
It's fine.
I don't need you.
It's fine.
I don't need you.
Bye.
Anyway. That was a pretty good episode. Okay, let's wrap it up. No, but before you have news. Before we go into the news, you have news.
I have massive news. I was waiting for you to lead me in with it because I haven't told you yet. There's a reason why my name is Oil Can Henry today.
Why?
You notice
I
fixed my chair after like 8 months of me saying I'm gonna do it. I finally flipped it over. I tightened down all the screws and whatnot, and I oiled the hinges so they would stop squeaking all the goddamn time.
Did you use WD-40 or did you use oil?
I used
like a
3-in-1 house oil that's made for like door hinges or like sliding doors.
You can't be an average Joe like all of us who just go get WD-40. Yeah, 3-in-1 house oil.
Shit's nice. Let me tell you.
So blue collar.
3-in-1, man. You can put that on your bike chains if you need to.
Well, congrats. That's a big day.
Hey, it's not for me. It's for all of you listening.
I feel like mine's not squeaking, but it's
it's the little things that add up. People don't think about.
Well, you guys, you don't get to see it because I get to see David on FaceTime. But what he usually sits in is not a computer chair because of the squeakiness. He sits in a complete clear chair.
The previous house owners left it. I don't know why. It's beautiful.
It has metal legs and it's completely clear. The whole thing is like, what is it called? Polyurethane or what is that?
I don't know, but it's just thick, transparent plastic, and it's got gold legs. It's not a bad chair. It's pretty comfy. It doesn't squeak. But yeah, no, that was a freebie.
Polyurethane is what you use to stain wood. Why did I say that?
I don't know.
You can tell I'm white collar.
Yeah,
you know?
You're wearing a white shirt.
I'll stick to the WD-40. Leave the 3 oil boils to you.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, but you know it was a good freebie. Came with the house.
Yeah, and it looked great when you sat in it from the back. You know, if you guys know what I'm saying.
You sit in that bad boy naked, you're gonna see some strange things from underneath.
Real smushed flat ass.
Yeah.
Suspended in air.
Bare butt, balls, and back.
Anyway. But I got another thing.
What do you got?
I got some news. I ordered one of our new shirts because we don't have them here. We order them as well.
Yeah.
And I ordered one, and I thought I was a medium. Holy shit, dude. What? I was about to flex and bust out of that thing.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
It is so fucking tiny on me.
It's one of those tight-fitting slim boy shirts. Which
I gotta go give it to somebody who's a medium. I think I gotta go get me a large now. I was like, what the fuck?
You could mail it to me. I'll give it to my wife, then she'll never wear it like the other ones I gave her. She doesn't even listen to this shit.
Like the other wives? What do you mean the other ones?
The other shirts, the other Camp Strange. I bought her one of every Camp Strange shirt, and I've never seen her wear them.
Really? Not even to bed? She can't even like fake her pride?
No.
Oh my god.
She doesn't listen. She's not going to hear this. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, she... Come on, just put it on in the radio and put on headphones. We need the optics. We need the listens. Anyway, but we got to catch you up on any news, okay? And I got some news right here. As woman finds husband's body while getting Christmas decorations 8 months after she reported him missing.
Oh, Christ. That's going to stink.
I just thought it was really interesting. So this was in Illinois. And apparently this man who was 53 years old, Richard Madge, he disappeared on April 27th, I think. It says Christmas decorations, so I feel like this article's old, but like, you know how this fucking, you know, they'd be slanging articles at us all. They just recycle these articles. But I never read this one, and she was looking for some Christmas ornaments or something like that. And here's the thing. I know what you're thinking. How did she find her husband? I was thinking, my first question was, where the hell could this guy have been?
The attic.
She didn't know. See, that's what I thought. I thought he got
That's where all my
stuck
Christmas
behind.
shit is.
I thought he fell in the freezer or something like that, you know? Because, like, how's it not smelling?
Getting Christmas things?
Christmas steaks.
Oh, okay. I misheard you. I thought you were saying Christmas
No,
decorations.
No, that was a fucking joke. I can't believe you just like, yes and Christmas steaks.
What? I don't know what the fuck a Christmas steak is.
It's not.
I don't go to church.
The body of Christ has
Some
now
Jesus
become
chops.
Has become pork. Yeah, it's a big slab of beef now, not pork. It's not pork. Jesus would never eat the pork.
Jesus chops.
Parasites. But no, I was saying that she was going to search for Christmas ornaments. So I'm guessing this took place before December. That's why I'm thinking this article's like old or something.
Okay.
Or she just be like fucking beating everybody to the punch, get the Christmas tree up early this year, you know?
Oh, it's going to look nice in July.
It's going to look nice. But here's the thing too. Found out she's a hoarder.
Okay.
Okay, so everything's making a lot more sense now. So it says that she was so they smelled something weird in her house after her husband went missing. They're like, oh, like, you know, husband's gone. What's going on? His car was still in the driveway. He was not there. They're like, what happened?
His cell phone was ringing from under 18 boxes.
Of Christmas steaks. They toppled over. No, but sewer-like odor, apparently. So they called like a plumber, and they said they put a cap on a sewer pipe in the basement, and they
because that was just not on.
They just had it exposed. Dude, her missing husband was like 5th on the list of things to worry about in that house.
You haven't even gone to the rats yet. Oh my lord.
Oh, wait, this is old. So it says months went by with no signs of him until his wife was looking for Christmas decorations on December 11th. A little too late to the game, actually.
Yeah, a little bit.
But she is a hoarder. So it says she told police she went to access a storage area with this is funny, a storage area with a door hidden behind clothes in a crowded closet under a stairway. I don't know why we needed to know that. She left out all the boxes of Christmas steaks and comic books and old newspapers, but she discovered him there. Kind of sad. I guess he had committed suicide.
Oh.
But here's the thing: he was in a mummified.
Hoarder.
So he was in a mummified state. It says when this is so gross. When the fluids are dried up or removed from the skin. So that explained the smell in the beginning, but the smell did go away and he became mummified. But it says right here, Rogers added that an autopsy revealed no evidence of foul play, and they still need cause of death pending a toxicology report. So I don't know what his body looked like mummified.
Probably pretty bad.
But I'm guessing. Well, I thought if like he committed suicide, I thought he was gonna be like a big bullet hole in the mummy, or like the mummy's missing half his face or something like that.
Yeah.
But do you think that he just like ate poison and then just like almost, you know, like dogs, like when they're sick, they like go under the porch, they want to be like alone.
Yeah,
do you think
they
this guy
just
did
want
the
to go
same
die.
thing? Yeah. Do you think that? I just think it's really negligent of him to die in such an inconvenient spot. He's like, I'm gonna crawl under the fridge.
Wait, where was he? I missed that.
He was. It says right here. She went to access a storage area with a door hidden behind clothes in a crowded closet under a stairway.
So like Harry Potter's bedroom?
See, this is what I'm confused about. I don't think he committed suicide. I know there's no foul play, but do you think like he was reaching? He was 54, 53, but do you think he was like reaching for something and like had a heart attack or like a stroke? They're like, he committed suicide. I'm like, who
From
who
eating
drinks
red
a gallon
meat
of
for 53 years?
He's eating Christmas steaks.
Yeah.
But who like fucking goes and is like, okay, I'm gonna just fucking go crawl in this cabinet after chugging a bottle of Drano? It's like that doesn't happen, right? I mean,
I don't
I'm
know why
him, I
not.
don't know. But it's a very interesting situation, and I can't believe that she had a dead body. Her husband was just like literally mere feet from her,
Yeah.
right next to all the Christmas steaks. Anyway, so
Gnarly.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
So I've got one, which, of course, I did not read the article because I don't think reading it will make it funnier. I think just reading the headline is incredible. Connecticut math teacher arrested after making fifth grader faint while demonstrating a chokehold.
Well, I did read the article because that was my second one.
Is it funnier past the headline? Because I feel like the headline without any information is too funny.
It's not that crazy. Basically, what happened was
It's not too crazy.
They were demonstrating jiu-jitsu moves in class.
The math
The
class.
teacher was. Math class. She's a math teacher, and she was demonstrating jiu-jitsu moves. Police are like, we don't know how this came up. I mean, they're fifth graders. Of course it's going to come up. Jiu-jitsu always comes up.
It always.
But yeah, I guess she put him in a chokehold, and he just fainted, and she had to resign, and now she's going to court and everything like that. But you're right. I mean, it's such an attention-grabbing title.
Yeah.
But she's a 50-year-old lady. Here's the thing. You can't be listening to fifth graders.
That's
fifth grader
true. Once you start listening and doing what they want, you've already lost.
Yeah, you're going to get fired. They're safe. They're under umbrella of a fifth grader. You know what I mean? But I remember in high school, literally during football games, I would look over beyond the end zone, and there would be like kids in my class that were doing the thing where you bend down and
gritty.
you breathe a bunch of times and you stand up and someone chokes you out and then you pass out.
Mm-hmm.
They were just doing that in front of everybody and like laughing, and I'm like, oh, that
Brain
seems
damage.
dangerous. Yeah, seems
Fun
dangerous.
stuff.
But like, teacher can't get involved.
No, a teacher
could have
can't
been,
be
like-
knocking himself out.
It was a woman, 50-year-old woman.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it was a guy, I would have popped his head right off. Are you kidding me?
All right.
Don't ask me to choke you if you don't want to lose your head.
So, do you not have another one?
I don't now.
My apologies. I've got
God
one more,
damn it. All right.
which is a part 2 to one that I am 99% sure we talked about this original story. Remember when Lady Gaga's dog walker got robbed?
Yeah,
And they took the dog and they shot her.
He got shot.
him?
He got shot. Yeah, him.
Lady Gaga is now being sued by the dog thief's accomplice who returned the dogs, and Lady Gaga never paid him the $500,000 reward.
Yeah, so that was the thing where she said, $500,000 if anybody can return my dogs. And then they tried to set up a fucking ruse where they're like, oh, we're going to like get the dog twice removed. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
Yeah.
we're going to pretend like we got the dog from somebody else and they found the dog. And like, so the people weren't immediately connected and they're probably going to share the money. Something happened where they found out who took the dog and they found out that they're connected to the person. So they're like, no, this was like an inside job.
Yeah.
Which I always thought was a great side hustle. You see those posters around?
Oh, yeah.
$500 for a cockatoo?
Go buy one for $25.
Exactly. They can't be that different, right?
There's birds.
They're birds.
There's birds.
They just be squawking.
They
shitting
squawk
on
and they
newspaper
flop and they
seeds.
shit on newspapers and eat seeds.
Yeah. Hard to catch, though,
God, they smell.
but easy to fake. I got a bird printing business in my basement.
Yeah, a couple 3D printers going.
But, I mean, kind of like the audacity, like, to be completely honest, I never thought you were going to get the money in the first place, even if, like, you were, like, you could have ran in there John Wick style, killed them, took the dog, handed it to Gaga, and then she still would have been like, I thought you were going to say that it's okay, I could keep the money. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, it is kind of awkward to be like, okay, like,
okay, this is my
money,
500. I mean,
please.
it is Lady Gaga, but like,
True.
that's the thing too, where I look at these signs and I go, how many of these people, like, when they get their dog or cat back, do they actually pay out? I think they do, But some of them I've seen are like $1,000, and I was like, okay, this person must be rich, because if I showed up, got $1,000, they'd be like, oh, I found your dog. Would you just kind of hope they didn't see the flyer? Because I'd be like, I only got 500 on me. Oh no.
Yeah. Venmo
And then
works.
if it was me, I'd be like, I'll wait. You want to ride to the ATM? I'll go. I'll drive you.
Yeah.
Or I'll give him half the dog back.
Yeah,
Hack
that's
it
always
right
good.
in half.
That's a good move.
Cut it right in half.
Down the middle or in half?
Oh, hot dog ways.
Hot dog ways.
It just falls over all the time. You know, hamburger or hot dog?
Yeah,
Hot
it's down
dogs.
the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
One
how you fold
eye.
a piece of paper. Yeah.
One eye, one ear.
Yeah. So
Okay.
they could stick it to a wall, and it kind of looks like a dog.
Yeah.
But
The right angle, yeah.
But if it's not against the wall, gonna fall over.
Smoke and mirrors.
You know how dog physics is.
Yeah. I mean, you still trying to figure out these invisible dogs, but, you know.
Oh, God damn it. Why'd you bring those bastards up?
I got one now.
You got a tooth dog, dude. David's dog has the worst underbite I've ever seen.
She's a beautiful girl.
It's very cute, but she's got David took a picture of his dog and posted it on Be Real, if you guys know what that app is, and I just wrote underneath it, the thing had the biggest underbite, and I wrote teeth, and then Jared wrote, which was even better than mine, he wrote twofers.
Yeah, that's what Riley calls them, the twofers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're very.
I took her to the vet recently.
That dog,
for a
that
checkup.
dog front heavy.
Yeah,
with them poofers.
I took her to the vet recently for a checkup, and the vet actually said that she's concerned about how extreme the underbite is because her top teeth are starting to like go into the soft palate of the bottom of her jaw.
No, your dog needs reconstructive jaw surgery.
I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Okay, you got real problems. I
Goddamn.
got invisible dog problems. You got real fucking soft tissue gum dog problems.
I have financial issues.
That's why I just want to get a golden retriever. The nothing ever wrong with them. They never bite no one.
They play basketball on the weekends though.
They can make me a lot of money.
You can pop an ACL.
Yeah. Oh, not my chair squeaking over here.
Yeah, I heard that.
Anyway, so I think that's all the news, right?
That's all of the world's news.
That's all of it, you guys, and most of it was David's dog's teeth. So, you know, the world's in a pretty good spot right now.
It is
where,
important.
you know, there's no other issues besides the underbite. Just remember that.
Nah.
So we're doing good. We're winning, everyone. Does anybody ever stop and look at the news and go, "Hey, there's nothing bad happening anymore"? Because I know, David, you didn't really hear that. You took off your sweatshirt, but
No.
Does anybody ever stop and go like, "Oh, like we're in like a good spot now," or is it always just like looking back and being like, 2015 was so easy, but then like you actually look at 2015 and you're like, no, there's like a lot of stressful shit that happened. Is it always just reminiscing?
Yeah, it's picking and choosing the good parts.
I feel like it's always kind of chaotic, and then people go, and then when it gets really chaotic, people go, God, 2014 was so easy, and then you look back and you're like, oh no, actually it wasn't. There's something else going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, that's just my little.
That good little side thing while I was headphones off, taking off the sweatshirt because it's hot.
that looked painful. Is your shoulder gonna go back in? I saw you. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, and I don't have any skin on my forearms right now, so it had to peel it off.
Anyway, let's get into these
I
stories.
fused into the sweatshirt.
You remember that lady that was so fat she sat on the toilet for like years and the toilet seat fused to her ass? I think
Can't
about that
say
every
never.
day right before I eat.
Jesus Christ. That's healthy.
Anyway. She's healthy. Okay. Okay, let's get into these stories. Now, David, I've never been to Scotland, but I have seen pictures and it looks beautiful. Have you been to Scotland?
I have not. I plan to eventually, but I have not yet.
Yeah, everybody does. You know, everybody plans to eventually.
I want to go fly fishing in Scotland.
Off those cliffs.
There's some good rivers out there.
Get a real long rod if you want to cliff flyfish, clifffish.
Clifffish.
So, the rolling green hills, the majestic waterways, the clifffish, and its beautiful architecture. But when we say Scotland, it's hard not to think about one of their most famous attractions, Loch Ness. More specifically, the Loch Ness Monster. And I know what you're saying. We already covered that story.
Did we?
Which is true. I think you did, David.
I don't think I ever actually did because I thought it was so well covered.
No,
that
you did. And I think when you opened up the story, you're like, we should have covered this years ago. I think it was like a thing. I mean, I'm not going to remember what the episode's called because we name it like Diarrhea Chocolate Bar and the Hat Man. It's like, there's no way to catalog our shit.
Oh, I tried. There was one day I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit down. I'm going to make a PDF file. I'm going to go through every episode to see what we have and haven't done. And I got through like 5 episodes, and then my web browser went on private, and I got really distracted for a while. I didn't get it done.
Yeah. In the beginning, when we first started this podcast, we used to literally name the episodes like, I can't find my son. He's stuck in my trunk.
I don't think we've done it.
You guys, if we've done it.
Because typically, if you Google Camp Strange and then Loch Ness Monster, it would pop up in some way, shape, or form.
Maybe.
But it doesn't come up.
Okay, well, you can cover that one next because I'm covering something similar, or not similar, but nearby. It's Scottish, so. But like I said, Scotland, you think of Loch Ness. And I know what you're saying. We might have covered this, which is true. So today I will be telling you about no monster, but instead something else strange that occurred for hundreds of years right on the coast of the very same Loch of Ness. Strange occurrences that took place on a supposed cursed piece of land, which has a house built on top of it as today. As I tell you about the strange happenings of the Boleskin House. Boleskin.
Well, I was gonna say, is Scotland?
Boleskin.
Is that where the Barney Stone is?
Did you just say Barney Stone?
Yeah.
Did you just give me a Joe? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter.
Yeah.
Hi, Peter. Yeah.
Did I butcher the name too?
Yeah. 1, it's the Blarney Stone.
Blarney. Okay.
2, that's in Ireland.
Okay.
3, I believe locals piss on it.
They do.
While tourists kiss it.
I was gonna bring that up to not kiss it. Yeah.
Don't kiss
or
it.
if that's your thing, kiss it.
Well, if that was the case, I would never kiss you. There's a lot
true.
of piss on that too. Oh. Sorry, this is a piss fetish joke for everybody.
There's one person found it fun.
Somebody did. So I'm gonna tell you about the Boleskin House. So, and it's spelled B-O-L-E, Skin House. So, on the southeast side of Loch Ness, in the Scottish Highlands, lies a home that has been shrouded in mystery and strangeness since the parish of Boleskin was formed in the 13th century. This is an old house made of old wood. So, around this time, the people of Boleskin, man, I kind of wish I was around when they were still naming stuff, right?
Yeah.
What'd you name a town?
What I name a town?
Mm-hmm.
Green,
blue. Just the 2, green and blue.
Old Yeller.
Okay, now you're just taking my fucking color thing.
Mine's better.
So
naming something brand new, starting it with old, is funny.
Is this green blue? No, you're an Old Yeller. Green blue is about 5 miles up the road. You just went past Red Dick of a dog. Red Dog Dick.
Red Dog Dick. Yeah, they got a good basketball team over at Red Dog Dick, let me tell you.
Hell of an underbite. So around this time, the people of Boleskin, around this time, the people of Boleskin, along with some ministers, built a kirk or Scottish church. See, that's fun. They named it Kirk. Like a guy that sells you wrenches. You know?
You know any Kirks that sell wrenches?
No,
Okay, 'cause I'm
but
looking
someone
for a
does. So that was the name of a Scottish church. And they also built a graveyard to address the two most important aspects of a newly settled area: where to pray and where to place the dead. It was said that succession of ministers ran Boleskin Parish and would travel the area on horseback or on foot in all weather conditions to deal with certain urgent problems. What urgent problems?
What certain
You may be
urgent
asking.
problems?
I can't even say it. Certain urgent problems.
Tongue twister.
I'm doing like an Irish thing again. Welcome to the Barney Stone. We got to fucking piss all over it. Go here. Let's skip the rock. Come here, young boy. Not young boy. Come here, normal aged boy.
Boy, you really butchered that one, huh?
No, butchering's after I pee on him. Normal aged boy. So I'm an Irish serial killer who has a pee fetish. It's a book I'm writing. Don't take my idea. I shouldn't have told you. So, what urgent problem, you may be asking? Well, nothing really that important. Just the Walking Dead roaming the Scottish countryside.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. You see, Minister Thomas Houston was said to have had the task of hastily laying animated corpses back in their graves after a devious local wizard had raised the dead in the Boleskin cemetery.
You know how I know I've made it? Is when people start referring to me as a devious local wizard. That's all I want. That's all I want in my life. Is I want people to skip my house on Halloween and kids to ask their parents why we're not going to my house, and their parents tell them that's where the devious local wizard lives.
It must be the coolest job.
Being a devious local wizard, that sounds fucking cool.
Okay, so like your job is pretty secure. You know, you're not going anywhere anytime soon. Can you update your LinkedIn to devious local wizard?
I haven't updated my LinkedIn since like 2012.
And I know what you're gonna say too. Yes, it's Eugene. There's already it's an impacted field.
Yeah.
There's already too many devious local wizards, which is true.
Yeah.
But I think you might be the youngest.
I should see if I can even log into my LinkedIn.
Don't do that right now.
That's fine.
But I just thought it was great. So like what a fucking cool movie. These ministers would ride on horseback through wind, hail, sleet, and snow to fucking they were zombie wranglers. After a skip the piss fetish, a serial killer, Irish serial killers. Yeah, that movie doesn't need to be made. This movie might, okay? Like, what a great concept. Just priests lassoing zombies, hastily putting them back in their graves. I like how they also said animated corpses, not reanimated. I mean, come on, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? So, the Kirk, or church, would go on to serve the people of Boleskin for hundreds of years as the dead walked the shores and sea monsters lurked in the waters. That's right. I mean, this place is just like a fucking... I wouldn't be surprised if a unicorn popped in every once in a while for a quick prayer. It was a very cryptid-heavy area.
Guess so.
So this strange town seemed to be thriving along the strangeness until one day when the Kirk caught fire and burned to the ground, killing the congregation inside, legend says. I don't know how big the church was, or the Kirk. I don't know how many people were inside, or if they actually were inside, but legend says that they all died in there. So, after the tragedy, the lot remained empty for years. That was until, of course, the Booeskin House would be built right on top of the forgotten remains of the burned-up Kirk. So, like I said, the Boleskin House wasn't even built yet. The Kirk was not called the Boleskin House. I mean, maybe you could do transitive property, the whole ship of Theseus type thing. You remove one plank of wood and, you know, you replace half the ship. And, you know, that whole paradox?
Of course.
You know it. You replace one plank of wood in the ship.
Yeah.
And by the end of rebuilding the ship, it's made out of all new wood. Is it still the same ship?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Boleskin House, you could say, it was the Kirk. I like to think so.
Okay.
So, so they built it right on top of the remains of a fucking burned up church with people inside of it. I can't think of more valuable land, you know. So the house was constructed in the 1760s by Colonel Archibald Fraser, cool name, as a hunting lodge. But you may be asking, why build it there on top of the remains of an old church when there are literally hundreds of miles of beautiful Scottish rolling hills? Well, of course, the location was chosen out of spite to irritate another man in the midst of a rebellion/war. So another fine omen to add to the already cursed land. So this guy's just like, yeah, this one dude. Okay, what is this war? Because they kept talking about it. I'm surprised I didn't know about this rebellion, but apparently it was like pretty big in Scotland. If any Scottish listeners are out there, I guess this is like a big one because it kept popping up
What is it?
Jacobite rebellion.
I'm not up to speed with my
I don't know,
Scottish
but there's
lore.
There's some beheadings involved in the Jacobite rebellion, and people were fucking pissed. So I guess this Jacobite rebellion had something to do with this land, and one of the guys was on one side, the other guy was on the other, and he built his hunting lodge on top of this burned up church. Ow! I just hit my knee. Ow! So that's interesting. If you guys know about the Jacobite rebellion, that's an Easter egg. So the original hunting lodge was expanded continuously by the Fraser family until 1830. All of the rooms were situated on one floor with 4 bedrooms, a kitchen, servants' attic bedroom above the kitchen, lounge, drawing room, and a library. There was even, if it sounds like a normal house, sounds fine, but don't worry, because they put a fucking tunnel linking the house to the graveyard if you were just ever in the mood to fucking go take a stroll down to see if any devious wizards were chilling in the graveyard. What are you laughing at? What? Every time I know you're laughing, it's not something I ever say. It has something to do with you. You're like, I'm looking at a picture of this guy whose head is way too big or something like that.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
I changed my LinkedIn.
Yep, I was right. Guy with a way too big head. There we go. Is it a devious wizard now?
It's a devious local wizard at Hogwarts.
This is literally for nobody. No one is going to find your LinkedIn.
No, God no.
Can you screenshot and put it on the Instagram at
Of
least?
course.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
somebody else has to see this besides you, right?
The last time someone sent me anything on this was 2016.
Oh my god, I never updated it, and I get these work anniversary congratulations. I'm like, I don't even work there anymore.
Yeah.
They're like, Fox, like Alex sent me one. He's like, congratulations. I'm like, I don't work there. He's like, I know.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm like, God damn it. People just use it to troll me now. So, yeah, they had a tunnel to the graveyard, which is just another classic fucking omen to add to this haunted-ass place. So all of these tiny details would be enough to freak anyone out enough to never want to set foot in that house. Well, most people at least. But one man saw these strange happenings and events as an advantage, as he would go on to purchase Booeskin House from the Fraser family in 1899. This man was none other than famous occultist and black magician Aliester Crowley.
I was going to say, was it Crowley? I was going to guess that.
Oh, Mr. Crowley. For those of you who don't know, that is an Ozzy Osbourne song.
Hey, Cradle of Filth also covered it.
Oh, okay. I don't know Cradle of Filth.
Oh, you would love Cradle of Filth.
Is it anything like Bloodroot?
It's definitely more established.
Bloodroot is my new favorite joke on this podcast. They don't even know they're famous.
No. Well,
they have one listener.
They have 0 monthly listeners.
Yeah. But so for those of you who don't know, Aliester Crowley was a very famous occultist. People always connect him to I don't know if they connect him to the Illuminati, but they definitely connect him to all of that weird shit. Like I don't even know what an occultist does, but we're gonna get into some of the shit he did in the house.
Yeah,
but I
that's,
think
that's kind of a broad term. Like, I have an idea, but like I don't know the definition of an occultist.
He literally
They just
took
dabble
the
in
job
weird
of
shit.
fucking devious dark wizard and ran with it. That became it's not that different. I'm not trying to shit on psychics or whatever, but I would love a job like that.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, he's a performance artist.
Well, I saw a thing recently that was like one of the guys from like the ghost shows, like Ghost Hunter.
Zach Baggins.
Yeah, I guess he's like the real diva of the whole thing. But I guess one of the other guys was like, "I'm coming clean about everything," and so they're just gonna be like, "Yeah, it's all fake." Some real drama.
What? Like what the? Like no shit, assholes! Like,
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Sorry, I was just talking about. I'm like, I love a good ghost story. Am I sitting here being like, oh my god, we need to get the fuck out of here? It's like they have a walkie-talkie that's like, it's like we're talking to James McMasterson. Let's see what he has to say. He died from a gunshot wound to the head. Here, let's put this out into the ether and see what he says. And they're like, they walk around the room and it just goes, ow, bullet. And he goes, ow, bullet. It's James. He got shot in the head with a bullet. It must have hurt. He said, ow, and he got shot. You're like, oh my fucking God, man. It's a speaking spell. Yeah. Anyway, I love it. Don't get me wrong. Great entertainment.
Good stuff.
Great entertainment. So, Aliester Crowley bought the motherfucking house. So, the house at the time was known as the Manor of Boleskin and Abertarf. Okay, maybe we should have named this place.
I definitely could have
Abertarf.
come up with something better than Abertar.
Red Dog Dick Inn. David's mouth. Where's it going? It's like in Family Guy when Quagmire's cabin is called the Stuff It Inn. Pretty good.
Yeah, Big Stewie, huh? Where's your Big Stewie? Where are you keeping that in the bedroom?
Brian. Brian. Hey, Peter. Where's Brian?
Big
where's
family guy.
Brian?
He's a big family guy.
Lois.
Jesus, how many of these do you got?
Hey, Peter. I'm not doing Meg.
Let's
Fuck
hear
her.
your Bonnie.
Hey, Joe. Pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's good. That is
Not
good.
that bad.
You definitely haven't practiced that in the one in the mirror. Trying to help you.
Thank you. Thank you, David. So, Abertarf. It was after the name of the local parish, so they named it Boleskin and Abertarf. Manor of Boleskin and Abertarf. So Crowley believed the location was ideal to sequester himself to perform a series of operations known as the sacred magic. Sorry. I just like perform a series of operations. I'm like, that is
You sound like Bill Walton.
Yeah, this guy's even describing a basketball play or a fucking seance. Like, it's just so funny. Dude, I could have been such a great fucking snake oil salesman.
Of course. I mean, that's basically what this entire podcast is.
Basically, we're not giving you actual information. It's just we're giving you cotton candy that we're telling you is a vegetable. It's just like crazy. It melts in your mouth and turns into sugar.
Yeah.
No real sustenance involved.
No.
So, like I said, he was performing a series of operations known as the sacred magic of Abramelin the Mage. I love it. Abramelin the Mage. Wait, it's not done. Wait. Operations known as the sacred magic of Abramelin the Mage, taken from Grimoire called the Book of Abramelin. What does that mean, dog? He making up shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would have loved that. I would have just like lit some candles, stood in one spot for 30 minutes and been like, I need time to think about this.
Yeah.
And I'd just be like, I hope lightning strikes nearby.
And you're also being paid by the minute. You're like a sex phone line.
Oh, and every single person does the same thing too. Yeah, it's like a sex phone. More horny when I'm standing in the middle of the room in the pentagram. But I love it too because like
Nothing
literally
but
all
robes.
all you have to do, no underpants underneath. But it's funny because when you do that shit and like nothing happens, they all do the same thing. They go, the vibes are like something's like interfering with like my psychic ability. I'm like,
It's
oh,
the moon.
really?
It's the moon's off tonight.
The moon. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Who brought that candle? Is that vanilla scented? I told you.
Is that apple
no scented
crisp in
candle.
fall? Get that out of here.
What is that? Sandalwood? You motherfucker, come here. Who brought the sandalwood candle? Oh my god.
Demons hate sandalwood. You know this. Did you read the pamphlet?
They're not going to show up. So according to Crowley, in his book, he wrote a book, The Confessions of Aliester Crowley, get straight to the point. In order to perform the operations, the, quote, the first essential is a house in a more or less secluded situation. There should be a door opening to the north from the room of which you make your oratory, aka speech. Outside this door, you construct a terrace covered with fine river sand. This ends in a lodge where the spirits may congregate. The purpose of this ritual was to invoke one's guardian angels. Which is interesting, because people always go like, Aliester Crowley, bad guy, demon guy, but he's trying to like summon some guardian angels, which is pretty... You'd think people would be down with that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, but I love it too. Literally, he's like fine river sand. I could just be like, I need a terrace with a ton of Lego man heads.
Mm-hmm.
At least 5,000 outside of the house.
Yeah,
and
but none of them can be from Star Wars.
No from Star Wars. None from Star Wars. No Grebo heads, please. No. Is Grebo a character?
I think so.
Is he the one that shoots first?
No, that's Greedo.
Oh, him too. None of him either. And also, I need Lady Gaga's dog. Get me them, my minions. So, anyway, so it requires at least 6 months of, I guess this fucking ritual requires 6 months of preparation, celibacy, okay, and abstinence from alcohol. I'm out.
Yeah.
There ain't gonna be no summoning here. However, it also includes the summoning of the 12 kings and dukes of hell. Okay, that's
pretty cool.
That's where that's his reputation. Yeah. That's pretty punk rock. To bind them and remove their negative influences from the magician's life. See, he kind of went nice again there.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to summon the demons to tell them to kick rocks. Get the heck out of here. No one wants you no more. You mean? While Crowley was in the process of performing the lengthy ritual, like lengthy, we said, stood there for 45 fucking hours and been like, I can't get a good connection. I have no bars. But while he was doing his lengthy ritual, he was called to Paris by the leader of the Golden Dawn, which I believe was like another occult fucking.
Yeah, I think that's a big one.
Yeah, that sounds very familiar. According to legend, he never banished the demons he had summoned. No,
that's a rookie move.
Yeah, leading to strange happenings occurring in and around Boleskin House. Dude, you left the fucking oven on, you dick. Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta head out here. The guy who's like set up, who has to blow out all the candles, is like, wait. They're still here. You're leaving?
Yeah.
He's like, someone's got to go kidnap the dog. So Crowley became infamous for stories of conducting black magic and various other rituals while residing in the house. One of his pseudonyms was Lord Boleskin. Okay, that sounds like he has a growth somewhere. His lodge keeper, Hugh Gillies, suffered a number of personal tragedies, including the loss of 2 children. That's sad. Yeah. And Crowley later... So they're saying that the demons were fucking affecting people that hung around the house longer, including blowing out the candles, Hugh Gillies guy. And Crowley later claimed that his experiments with black magic had simply got out of hand. He left the property in 1913, moving to a modest cottage for some time. So from 1913 to 1970, just like a bunch of shit happened. So I'm just going to read this paragraph off. Like it says, a series of strange events took place related to Booeskin House. After the First World War, Hollywood actor George Raft was involved in a scandal selling shares for a pig farm supposedly built on the grounds of Boleskin, except the farm did not exist. That's just a bad con man.
Yeah.
And he chose a haunted address.
He just didn't look up. He didn't Google it for the backstory.
I'm like, I have a pencil company, and they're like, where is it? I'm like, it's at a place in Germany. It's called it's at a camp in Germany. Here, look at this.
Tobin.
I didn't say anything.
God,
but they're like,
damn it.
this looks bad on paper. I'm just saying that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's not a good location to pick for a business, dog. So, after the Second World War, the house was owned by a major Edward Grant. In 1965, Grant committed suicide in Crowley's bedroom with a shotgun. That's a little more personal. Not quite falsifying a pig farm.
Yeah,
as we like to say. Like when the cop walks in and he sees him with a shotgun and what used to be his head, and he goes, "Geez, well, this ain't falsifying a pig farm."
That's a classic cop talk.
I've seen CSI.
Yeah.
And the other cop goes, "Jesus Christ, man." He goes, "What?" So after this, a newly married couple moved into the house. The wife... Okay, here we go. The wife was blind, and after a month, the man walked out, leaving the woman wandering around unable to see. Why would he do that? Not a good guy.
It's a bad daddy.
I'd leave him if I could see the door. Jesus. And if he didn't already leave me, dick.
You're on fire tonight.
Thank you. It's all the demons around me. It's my pentagram I painted on the floor.
Yeah.
In 1969, Kenneth Anger, an experimental filmmaker with an interest in the occult, learned that the house was on the market and rented it for a few months, I guess, to make a short film. I don't know what the short film is. I kind of want to get my hands on it.
Yeah.
But nothing really happened weird there. But when word of an Aliester Crowley occult, because this was in 69. So when word of an Aliester... Yeah, I know what happened in that film, boy. Oh, welcome to the Red Dog Dick Inn. So when word of an Aliester Crowley occult house resurfaced in the late 60s, fellow occult enthusiast and legendary rock guitarist of Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page, bought the house a year later in 1970. So that experimental filmmaker, I guess Jimmy Page might have seen the film because he went and bought the house. And if you guys don't know who Led Zeppelin is, I mean, fucking, I don't know. Name 3 songs. Nice shirt. I don't do that. Music's for everybody, and T-shirts are for everybody.
Yeah.
You could wear a Barney Stone T-shirt, and I won't say anything about the Barney Stone.
Yeah. I won't
or
pee
the
on
Barney.
your shirt.
I won't. Well,
I might.
So Jimmy Page was a collector of Crowley memorabilia, which is kind of weird. Kind of cool though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Zeppelin was
like,
kind of devil music when they were like making music.
Well, it's like, I mean, was it? That's the thing. It's like, do you lean into the, like, if I was a rock star and someone's like, you make music about corn dogs, I'd be like, I kind of want to make music about corn dogs now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I wasn't, but you said I was, so now I want to lean into it, right?
Exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So Jimmy Page, big corn dog musician over here. All the songs, if you listen to all the records backwards, they're about corn dogs.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. You learn something new. I guess this podcast isn't non-educational.
It's true.
Okay, David?
There's some education to be made.
There's some. So Jimmy Page was a collector of Crowley memorabilia who had read a lot of Crowley and was fascinated with his ideas. At the time Page bought the house, it was in a state of decay, but he felt it would be good atmosphere to write songs. However, after arranging for the house to be restored, he spent a little time at Boleskin, leaving things in the care of his friend Malcolm Dent. When asked why he was chosen, Dent explained, quote, Jimmy Page caught me at a time in my life when I wasn't doing a great deal and asked me to come up and run the place. I never did establish why he fixed on me. When Dean moved into the house, it was a wreck.
Jimmy finding Page, someone that no one would notice if he just disappeared.
Here's the thing. Jimmy Page was just fucking throwing this guy a fucking bone and been like, hey, can you, like, watch over my little cottage on the beautiful Loch Ness in Scotland?
Yeah.
And this guy's like, yeah, I'm not really doing a lot. And this guy has the audacity to talk shit. He's like, I was a handout, buddy. I'd let you live in my cabin. I'm going to give you a couple dollars. And this guy just fucking throw it back in his face. Because something happened to Dent. Because when Dent moved in to the house, it was a wreck. And it had been more or less abandoned. There had been at least one fire there in, from like 1960 to 1970. Parts of the building were missing, and it had been badly patched up. The grounds, which at one time had been very nicely laid out, were gone to hell, he said. Although Dent was a skeptic of the paranormal, he soon started to experience strange occurrences. After a few weeks, he heard strange rumblings from the hallway, which stopped when he investigated, but resumed after he closed the bathroom door. After researching the house, he discovered the rumbling in the hall was supposedly the heart of Lord Lovat, who was the Lord of Parliament, who was seen as a traitor and became the last man to be beheaded in Britain.
Okay, nice.
So, I don't really know. So this guy was like a big Scottish. He was like a Scottish dude.
Okay.
But he got his head chopped off in England.
Yeah.
The last person to get his head chopped off there. So I guess his heart came back to the cabin.
Okay.
It wasn't his heart. It was supposedly the head of Lord Lovat.
Oh, okay.
So it was his chopped off head. It was a ghost head. And I just wrote, I don't know how his ghost head got back to Scotland, but they gave a long-winded explanation that I don't want to read because who gives a fuck? It's a ghost head.
That's the best type of ghost to get is just the head. They can't move.
Yeah. Have you been on when they got the fucking
the haunted
mansion?
Yeah,
it's in the crystal ball.
Yeah, that was always one of my favorite rides. Last time I went to Disney, last like 3 times I went to Disneyland, it was always closed for some reason.
Oh, really?
Pissed me off.
I feel like that ride breaks a lot.
Yeah, it's old.
Yeah. Dent also experienced the, quote, most terrifying night of my life at Boleskin. He awoke one night to hear what sounded like a wild animal snorting and banging outside his bedroom door. It went on for some time, and it was not until morning that Dent dared open the door, and there was nothing there, apparently. Dent added, whatever was there was pure evil. Fucking noisy, pure evil piece of shit. Another friend who stayed at Boleskin awoke one night claiming she had been attacked by some kind of devil. Other occurrences such as chairs switching places, doors slamming open and closed for no reason, and carpets and rugs rolling up inexplicably, failed to deter Dent from staying. Dent met his wife at Boleskin and raised his family there. What the fuck? Although Jimmy Page never spent a great length of time there, he did everything he could to return the house to how it would have looked during Crowley's ownership. For example, he commissioned an artist, Charles Pace, to paint some Crowley-esque murals on the wall as well. Just to wrap this up, the house changed hands a few more times in the subsequent years until 2015, when there was a massive fire at the residence, destroying the majority of the structure.
No.
It was said that no one was home at the time of the fire, but that it was suspected that the flames started in the kitchen. To this day, they are unable to figure out how the fire actually started. The house still sits on the coast of Loch Ness in ruins, waiting for another cultist to bring it back to its former glory? Or did the spirits inside destroy the building to finally be free? As long as the building remains splintered and charred, I guess we'll never know.
Is it for sale?
No, a like Boleskin society owns it now. It's like owned by a group of people, but there was another fire in 2019, like 2015 there was a fire, 2019 there was like another like slight fire for like what remained of the building, and now it's like even smaller. But
So we couldn't buy it, rebuild it, turn into where we fly to Scotland every other week to record an episode.
oh, I love that. I love that. Honestly, that might be like one of the most active places I've heard of.
Yeah.
It's like they got Loch Ness right there.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful and creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, Crowley was in those walls.
Oh,
It's
he was
pretty cool.
all up in those walls. He was
Oh, man.
scurrying around,
He used to play
picking up
this game.
crumbs.
Yeah, he used to play this game, Rat Boy.
Rat
It was
Boy.
a really, really fun game.
Yeah.
He'd paint himself black,
Okay.
put a tail on,
Yeah.
whiskers.
Was it a pink tail?
It was a long pink tail.
Red.
Oh,
Red tail.
red tail. It was a red tail. He'd tuck it back. Anyway, so and then he'd crawl into the walls,
Oh, yeah.
and he'd go, "I'm evil. Feed me cheese."
Yeah.
Anyway, that's if I get fucking exercise tonight. It was Crowley, and he got mad about that one. He wants more cheese. Anyway, so that's
He
that's
needs more cheese. That's
he
the
needs more
difference.
cheese. So, Boleskin House. Love to talk to Jimmy Page about it, but
Yeah. He's not replying to my DMs.
no.
He's still alive, isn't he?
Yeah, he's I think he's like late 70s or something like that. I looked him up and I was like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "Cool. He looks good too."
Because their singer's dead.
No, Robert Plant's still alive.
I thought Robert Plant died.
I don't think he died. Let me see. I think I just Googled him too. Robert, maybe he did. Fuck. Did he? Wait. No. He's 74.
Huh.
I thought they were older.
Yeah.
So weird.
Isn't it?
Very. Anyway.
All right, Tobin. This story was brought to me
Brought to you by Arby's.
by a good friend, Michael, and you've met Michael. And there's a good connection with the story and myself. And this is the story of Neil Falls.
Is that a waterfall?
No, it's a man.
Oh, dude.
Not too much is known about Neil when, you're looking at his youth. But what we do know is that he was born September 24th, 1969.
Okay.
And none other than Eugene, Oregon.
Whoa, most haunted fucking place full of
Hippies.
devious wizards.
There's at least one devious local wizard in town, and it's official. Neil was born into what was called a impoverished family, along with 9.
Oh, we have those.
Yeah, I think everybody does. Along with 9 other children.
Oh,
So
yeah.
1 of 10. Kind of hard to not be impoverished with those stats.
That's Depression era math. That's like have as many as we can because like it costs money, but like they gonna start making us money soon, right?
Yeah, but this is also
Right?
69.
Oh, you're right. But they did that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what place he was in the 10. I don't know if he was the first, the last, middle, 7th, 3rd.
What's the best? What's the best slot? I say like third.
No.
Third out of 11.
10. I would go 5 to 9.
Right in the middle. You like the middle spots.
Yeah. Not as much pressure.
Yeah. I'd not want to be the first one. You just get more and more
No.
anxiety.
Yeah, you become the third parent.
I'm like, how are we getting poorer? What is happening?
Breaking my back out here. Neil and his family were a traveling family. as in his youth, the family moved around a lot, not staying in one place for too long, but they stuck within Oregon state lines for the most part. During Neil's school years, Neil started to show a strange and alarming fascination with firearms.
What?
Which would eventually turn into an obsession with military paraphernalia.
Oh no, he's ROTC?
Hoorah! I mean, we all had those kids in school. Hell, I'm sure we have a few of those kids listening now, and there's nothing wrong with that.
You better be one of those kids who has stolen valor and goes to the mall and tries to get discounts. And you're like,
Wetzel's Pretzels.
Yeah, then they fucking confront you and you're like, I'm ROTC. And like, I'm gonna serve. You wait. Wait and see.
I love those videos where the person breaks it down. They're wearing an army camo with Air Force badges. Let's go confront them. Like,
yeah. And they're like, what brigade are you in?
Yeah.
I'm like,
6.
Red Dog Dick Brigade.
Wild Dog 6.
I'd be like, what brigade were you in? And he's like, the guy's like, 48th Infantry. I'm like, pussies. You just don't tell him. You call him a pussy. You leave. That's how you win. That's how you always win.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh my God, you're going to tell on me? Fuck off. Let me steal some valor. No one ever goes after the village people. We talked about this last time.
It's true. I feel like as long as you're upfront about it, you know what? But honestly, the village people probably did serve in Vietnam.
Impersonating a police officer. Oh, they probably did.
Yeah.
And honestly, impersonating a leather daddy is not a cool crime to commit. So that guy better been tying people up, hitting them with a little whip.
You know, I'm going to go out on a limb.
Ball.
I'm going to say he was.
Yeah, probably.
So after leaving high school, which Falls I don't think took too seriously, he went into the workforce of low-skilled labor work to make a living.
Hell yeah.
At this time, Neil seemed to, he seemed to be like a plain Jane, law-abiding citizen who just really loved camo. Neil never broke the law. He had a clean slate.
Those are the guys you have to fucking watch out for.
Yeah.
And no one who loves camo that much. Come on. They got airsoft for those guys now, but like.
True. Very true.
Know.
Neil never broke the law and lived a sober life, staying clear of alcohol and drugs. He just worked to live and support his collection of weapons and ammunition. For the most part, all of his friends and people who knew him only had good things and positive things to say about Neil, like no red flags. They said he was a nice guy. Early 1992, Neil moved to Greensburg, Kansas, where he lived with his father until his father passed away 3 years later in 1995. At this time, with the loss of his father, he decided to pack it up and head back home to Oregon. Fresh back to Oregon, Neil needed work. This is where he would start a job working as a private security guard. But with that job, it was mandatory for employees to submit their fingerprints to the national database after he finished his official training.
You can't have them. They're covered in Cheeto dust. You can't have them. They're mine.
It's going to ruin that ink pad of yours.
I chewed them off. I got too much Cheeto dust on them. I chewed them to the bone. There ain't nothing left. You can't have them. I'll eat your ink pad.
Neil, with his official training, he was open to working bigger and better security jobs. And in the year 2000, Neil moved to Henderson, Nevada, where he would spend 8 years working security for the Hoover Dam.
Oh.
Classic American. Love that dam.
Talk about Depression era. Am I right?
Yeah. Big old slab of concrete.
I think they actually, I could be wrong. I'm no historian, but I think they built the Hoover Dam as a way to create a ton of jobs during that era.
No, they might have. I don't know.
I think.
I don't know enough about it.
I also heard there's also this myth. I don't think it's true, but that like people who fell into the concrete of the Hoover Dam and like sunk in the concrete, they just left their bodies in there and shit.
Oh yeah, I've always heard the theory that from Nevada, there's like hundreds of bodies of like the Las Vegas mob, like killing people and throwing them in the wet concrete and stuff.
Oh really? Yeah, I don't think there's actually any bodies in there, but like
there's at least
kind of
one.
Cool. No, there's got to be one.
Yeah.
Is it Neil?
Could be Neil. During his time at the old Hoover Dam, Neil started to exhibit what this article called deviant behavior.
Hell yeah, he jacking off at work.
Which lists off that he was abusing animals in the desert.
Okay, that's different.
Which I don't know the extent of the abuse.
What would you rather get caught doing?
Between.
There's
usually options here.
I told you, jacking off at work or abusing animals in the desert.
What are we saying? What define abuse in this scenario?
They're going to ask me to define jacking off.
Like, am I beating him to death with a rock or am I having sex with the animals?
You tell me what this man was doing.
I don't know, but he was disciplined for it.
When you said he was disciplined for it, I thought you meant he was like a trained soldier. Like he was disciplined to, like, no other person could do the stuff he did this animal, but he was so disciplined he was really good at it. Not he was
didn't hurt the animals
disciplined.
at all.
He was disciplined. He went through all the way through with it. No. Oh, so he was in trouble.
Yeah, he got in trouble for it.
Yeah, you can't be hurting aminals out in the desert. I tell you that.
Yeah.
Or anywhere. Don't hurt them.
I'm kind of thinking he was having sex with the animals.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, because around this time, Neil decided to test the waters of spending his off time with sex workers and befriending various pimps in the area.
Okay, that's not bad.
I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying it's good, but I'm not saying it's bad.
I'm joking. Don't hang out with pimps, you guys. Don't do it. I love
hey, pimps need friends too. Okay,
because people go like they go sex workers, like it's still a job, like it's a worker, but no one defends pimps.
No,
people are like, a prostitute is like, hey, there's a service that people need, and if you legalize it, it's safer. But no one's like, pimp is a real job. It has benefits, and you get to meet a lot of nice people.
Yeah, great conventions.
Yeah, you get to learn money management and discipline.
Team building skills.
Anyway.
And it was also noted that in the mid-2000s, Neil would take a little vacation to the Philippines in search of the sex tourism the country has to offer.
I was going to say, this guy, he's a red dog. Let's just call him that. Let's call it what it is.
He's a what?
He's a hornball. He's a corn dog hornball.
Yeah. 2008, Neil was charged with sexual harassment of a colleague, which led to him being forced to quit his job at the Hoover Dam. Which is interesting.
They didn't fire him?
They didn't fire him, but they gave him the option to quit.
Neil, we're gonna.
You're not getting a severance package, buddy. You're just leaving.
We're gonna make this real clear. You can work anywhere you want, but right at this place.
Neil,
from now on,
you are an unsafe person.
What does that mean?
We cannot have you working safety.
What does that mean? Okay, here's the thing, Neil. We're gonna make this really clear. A paycheck will not show up at your house anymore.
We will not be paying you.
Am I fired? I'm gonna make this clear. Don't do shit here anymore.
Don't come back. Your key card does not work. After losing his job, Neil started to bounce from state to state, constantly changing where he called home. And for the years between 2009 and 2015, he lived in Oregon, Indiana, Kentucky, and Texas. And during that time, he would rack up, I think it was like 30 traffic violations.
What?
Yeah.
Like speeding tickets or like parking tickets? I mean, it doesn't tell you.
A big mixture of, I think, everything.
Damn. Damn, I kind of envy those people. I know people who like can park places and not give a fuck.
I got one and
like,
it ruined my life.
I'm like literally standing in front of like the 3 signed pole by the curb.
Well, I mean,
and,
that's LA though. LA
that is
unreal.
LA. And I'm like,
It takes you 15 minutes to read it, and you get to take it while you're reading the damn sign.
the third Tuesday of every month, you could park here for 15 minutes. Like, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Unless you have a backwards hat on.
Well, that was like when I was in LA last, and for Alex's wedding, we went to we stayed in a hotel that was pretty close to my old apartment when I lived in LA. And so we were going to our old like hangout spots, and there's a bar in Culver City, downtown Culver City, that is called Rocco's. It's a cool little sports bar. We'd go there all the time. And we were sitting there, and they started pulling up like blockades and stuff, and they just started towing cars left and right as fast as they could.
Really?
And the signs were like, once the weekend hits, there's no parking on the street. And all the cars were from out of state. And like they had the cars hooked up like 2 minutes before it hit the time. And then the cop like gave them a thumbs up, and they peeled out with the cars.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
Yeah. And I was just like, we were like, they did not do this when we lived here. Like,
that's so, yeah, they changed that whole downtown in terms of like the street and everything.
It's too swanky now. Lost its charm.
Like bus lanes and shit. I don't know. I didn't approve. I don't approve.
Yeah. It kind of bummed me out, to be honest.
Yeah.
So in January of 2015, Neil found out the unfortunate truth when he finally thought he found a woman to settle down with. But it turned out that she was already married, which left Neil heartbroken. But in that same month, Neil's mother would pass away.
Uh-oh.
So
the fuse is getting lower, people.
Yeah, learning the truth about the woman he loved and the passing of his mother in a short period of time, Neil Falls started to spiral mentally.
It's not really fair that like this woman was like buying stamps at the bank, and he's like, "I'm in love with you." She walked out.
They were sexually involved.
Oh, okay. I thought he was like literally followed her out to the parking lot and saw her like get in the car with her husband. He's like, "Oh God, I knew her so well."
No, I don't think that he realized that this woman was cheating on her husband with him, which I kind of feel like maybe he even felt bad about that. Like,
he's like Michael Scott. He's like, "I'm the mistress."
Yeah, exactly. Trying to piece his life back together, Neil would return to Oregon once again to undergo another training process to get his security job back after losing his license from the sexual harassment case. Mm-hmm. Neil would work with a private sector in security in Oregon for a few months, but by that summer he moved to Texas and then to West Virginia after Texas.
Dude, how do
people
you
do
move
it?
that much?
I don't get how people do it.
Dude, okay, you
don't own anything. I don't know.
I know, and not only that, but like just the anxiety. You know?
Oh, I hate moving.
Oh, I gotta find all new restaurants. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
No,
I gotta find a new burrito place that knows my order before I even roll up. They're like, "Oh, it's Monday at noon. He's gonna be here. Start making."
Oh God, I only have thin jackets. Oh, why did I move to Kansas?
So shortly after Neil moved to West Virginia, he met a new sex worker named Heather Soul. Neil and Heather would chat online until Neil found her address and decided to pay her a visit. I'm not sure if it was one of those things where like he sent her a gift and she gave him his address or something, but somehow he got her address. Mm-hmm. In the best way ever, unannounced, Neil entered Heather's home.
Women love that.
And held her at gunpoint.
They love that too. I got you this.
Heather
well, not this. I got you the bullets inside this. You want them?
Heather described the struggle by saying,
"Oh no!
When he strangled me, I grabbed my rake, and
outdoorsy woman.
And when he laid the gun down to get the rake out of my hands, I shot him. I grabbed the gun and shot behind me."
Bullets. Oh, She shot behind her?
Yeah, no
Fucking
look.
John Wick? John Rake?
No scope.
John Rake.
John.
Yeah, I think I'm ready. I think
to
I'm
rake
Reiki.
these leaves.
I think I'm Reiki. I'm excited for the fourth one. When he uses the rake. So this guy shows up with a gun, points it at her, doesn't use it, starts strangling her. I thought he liked her. I don't really get where this escalated.
I'm
Starts
curious.
her.
I'm curious on how this started. But Neil was pronounced dead at the scene
Oh,
after suffering a gunshot wound to the head, killing him instantly.
whoa! 360. That is a 360 no scope.
Yeah. So 4 pairs of handcuffs were found on Neil's body, and
Wait. On his body?
like in his pockets.
That's no fair. He did not even a fair fight. He had 4 handcuffs on him. Okay, I'm done.
And when the police searched his vehicle outside, they found a machete,
Duct tape.
axes, knives,
Fuck.
a shovel,
Oh.
a sledgehammer,
Yee.
bleach,
Oh.
plastic trash bags,
Mm-mm.
a bulletproof vest,
Dude, that wouldn't have been helpful anyway.
clean white socks,
Okay.
and
Maybe he
some
has, like,
underwear.
mittens. Oh. Well, actually,
It's funny they clarified that it was clean white socks and then underwear. Like, oh, they definitely weren't clean. They definitely weren't white no more.
You know what? That's fair. I kind of don't believe those last two things, because if he was really traveling, he would have 18 pairs of socks and underwear.
Sure.
Just like everybody, you always pack way too much underwear and way too much socks. You never know. But
Yeah.
he was just going to the beach.
Yeah.
He wasn't
In West Virginia.
Wasn't doing anything. That touch the water? No, you gotta go through Virginia for that, right?
I think so.
It is west. It is west.
So police took one look at the evidence and came to a quick conclusion, matching his previous locations of living, and realized that there were a total of 9 women who were sex workers who were announced missing or dead in the areas and times that he was living in the places.
No way. Good little twist.
We haven't gotten to the twist yet. Much like Heather Saul, all of these women advertised their sex work online. A list containing the names of 6 more women who were also sex workers were found in Neil's pocket. The police were terrified that they were too late to save these women, but with some investigations, they checked and cleared all the women to be alive and well.
Oh, they were like next on the list.
Yeah, potentially.
Oh my God.
In 2018, Neil was tested for having involvement with the I-70 killer murders. So 2 years before. Oh wait, no, this is 2015. So yeah, after that, they were testing his DNA and stuff to see if he was the I-70 killer, which were a series of killings in the Midwestern United States in the spring of 1992, which Neil was a resident of Kansas at the time. But no physical evidence was ever found to connect him to the murders. With Neil Falls dead, there is no way to confirm that he had killed the women, but the names of the women the police have called his victims are Jody Brewer, Lindsay Marie Harris, Misty Marie Sayens, Tiffany Sayer, Shasta Himmelrich, Charlotte Trago, Tamika Lynch, and Wanda Lemons. So with the police pinning all these murders on a dead man, it always begs the question of, did he actually kill them? Or is there still a serial killer living loose and living comfortably with their cold cases closed, pinned on the wrong man? Well, the reason I bring this up is the connection I have to this case isn't just the fact the killer was born and lived a good chunk of his life in my hometown. The connection is when he returned to Oregon the last time in 2015, before his death, Neil worked for someone I know as a security guard.
What?
And that individual was questioned by the police and FBI about Neil's whereabouts on certain days, questioning if he could have been somewhere else doing murders. And this individual had confirmed that it was not possible because Neil was working for him at the time at certain locations during the suspected killings.
Holy shit.
So was this a case of police just trying to wrap up cold cases? We will probably never know.
Did any of the women that you named, were they on any list that he had?
I do not believe so.
I mean, that is a good question. Like, you want it to be him because it wraps up everything, but
you also
like
don't want a serial killer on the loose. Or 9 individual killers not brought to justice.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, he did break into her house with a gun. So I'm not saying he's like a saint or anything. I'm not defending him in any means, but I'm just saying,
all these women shot, I'm assuming?
I don't believe.
Oh, but he didn't shoot her. He started strangling her.
At first, yeah.
But like that might have been his MO.
But he had a whole hell of a lot of stuff to dispose of a body too.
No, I'm saying like I would love to know like how these previous women died, because if it was all by strangulation, then it might have been him. If it was like, but yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe it could have been a sledgehammer. Maybe it could have been like
the machete, the axe, the knives.
I mean, a lot of murderers, I think, follow the same MO.
Yeah.
Because like they get something from it, whether it be like a sexual thrill or
they don't
like
mix it up much.
Ease or clean up. Yeah, exactly. But like, if you were like a smart serial killer, do not take advice from me. I'm not telling you to do this, but like, switching up your MO would make it much harder to catch you. So I am interested in how these cops know. So that's why they probably tried to pin it on him. Maybe they were all
I read that
shot.
they had found some of the bodies that had been dismembered.
Oh, they're still all missing, huh?
But a lot of them are just missing.
Oh, fuck.
I think it was 4 of them had been found. 5 of them were still missing.
The shitty part is too, it's like sex workers, like that happens a lot.
All the time.
A lot. I don't know if it still happens a lot today, but like that's why it's so dangerous. It's just like it's illegal activity, so like they don't want anybody, let alone police, around them. So it's always like a very secluded.
Hey, Jack the
thing.
Ripper.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, was that legal back then, prostitution?
I think.
No, I mean they had brothels, but I don't know. You would think.
I don't feel like it was, because I watched that one movie about
Sweeney Todd.
No, the other one.
What?
Fuck, I forgot.
Jack.
It was about Jack the Ripper, and he was the prostitutes that followed, they were always like hiding from the cops and stuff. So it kind of felt like it was not cool. But that's a movie, so who knows? I wasn't alive. I don't know.
I was alive, and it was not legal. I agree with you. Yeah, they had books. They still got books from then. Mm-hmm. Law books, big thick law books. Every page says, "Don't have sex. It's illegal. No more sex.
No more sex."
Top hats are very legal.
Very legal.
Everyone had one. Long chops, long sideburns. Very legal.
Today I was driving and I saw a car that had a big window sticker on the back, not the back window, but like the back passenger door window. Mm-hmm. And it was the big top hat, and above it just said hat.
That's fucking sick, actually.
I was dying laughing. Loved it.
Serial killer. That's Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was Hat the Ripper.
It's the hat, man.
John Rake and Hat the Ripper. Well, good on that woman for popping them.
Yeah.
Popping them and stopping them and dropping them. pop, lop, and drop them. Anyway, I'm done.
Good.
Thank you guys so much. Are you good? You done?
I'm tired. Let's do this.
Me too. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. We love telling you these stories, and we love when you stick around and you listen to them. And if you guys want any more information, you can go to Camp Strange Podcast on Instagram, where David will show you his local devious wizard LinkedIn profile picture. I'm excited to see it. If you guys want to send us anything, send it to campstrangepodcast@gmail.com. If you want any merch, buy a large. If you're a man that weighs 186 pounds and you're 5'8", just pure muscle, get a large. Don't get a medium, yeah, you click the link in the bio on the Instagram, and you can find our merch on there because we got a new shirt out. So check that out. And rate, review, subscribe, share it with a friend, especially this episode where we talk about dog dicks. But
only a little bit.
What else do we got at the merch store, David?
No.
Come on, give them what they want.
I got a necklace made of beer cans.
Oh, I got teeth full of cavity holes.
That's crazy. I was gonna say I got a crocodile tooth.
Oh, fuck. I got a Parthenon pillar.
I got the wings of an angel.
In the wings of an angel. Is that Hinder? Or is that Kiss of an Angel?
It's Seal.
I got a Hinder CD.
I got a Room for Rent.
I got 2 tickets to Daughtry, and you're coming with me.
I got a signed copy of the Bible.
I have a Cincinnati Reds hat full of clam chowder.
I've got a plastic candy cane full of bubble gum from 1992.
I have a swift elbow to your temple.
I got a wooden ladder.
You can't just say a thing that's not even. That was way too fast. Like, I have to think of this shit, and I have a baseball. Fucking go.
I got Babe Ruth's ulcer.
I have a calculator.
I have 16 chinchillas, and they're ready to breed.
I have 6 teens in my basement.
I got a cinder block made of Jell-O.
I have 45 extra teeth on my feet.
I got a mascot costume.
I have a tiny guy that screams at nuns on Thursdays.
I've got a big guy who is a nun.
On Tuesdays.
Nah, he's on Wednesdays. Tuesdays are off.
I just towed your car. It's Thursday.
I got a coupon that gets you coupons.
For someone who didn't want to do this, you seem like you like doing this.
I don't know, man. Still letting it rip.
Okay, two more. I have a pitchfork that I'm throwing like a javelin.
I have Chris Hemsworth's soul.
Okay, let's wrap it up there. He's going to want that back. Anyway.
He's going to have to wrestle me for it.
I bet he will. Okay, thank you guys so much for tuning in. David, do you have anything to say before we officially head out?
Yeah, new shirt on the merch. Go check out the new shirt on the merch.
You heard him. And don't forget to stay strange.